So, have you heard about this biopic, The Apprentice?
Not the reality show.
Right, not the reality show. No, this one's about Trump and
It's causing quite a stir.
yeah, lawsuits, accusations.
The whole 9 yards.
Exactly.
What I find interesting is the director, Ali Abbasi, he's saying it's not about taking sides or anything. He calls it a character study.
That's okay with Trump. That's
Yeah.
saying something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, with all the buzz, seems like the perfect time for a deep dive. See what everyone's talking about.
I'm game if you are. Should be interesting, that's for sure.
So, picture New York City, the 70s, disco's big, everyone's got these big dreams.
The city that never sleeps.
Yeah, exactly. And a young Donald Trump, just starting out in real estate, wants to make his mark.
Ambitious right from the start.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And that's when he meets Roy Cohn.
Ah, the infamous Roy Cohn. That's a pivotal relationship.
Huge. Cohn's this big-time lawyer, well-connected, but also kind of notorious, right?
Understatement. The film doesn't hold back on that. He becomes this almost Machiavellian mentor, shaping young Trump's worldview.
It's like Cohn hands him this playbook for, like, ruthless ambition, lays out these 3 rules to winning.
And it's striking how those rules, which sound brutal when you hear them, they echo some of Trump's later tactics, you know?
No, totally. Never admit defeat, attack. Like, those lessons just stuck with him.
It makes you wonder how much was already there in Trump's personality versus how much Cohn just amplified.
Right, like nature versus nurture with a heavy dose of Cohn. And it comes up in the film, that whole housing discrimination lawsuit against the Trump family company.
Oh, yeah. Pivotal moment. You see Trump going behind his father's back to hire Cohn for that case.
Bold move.
Shows you right there, even early on, he's willing to bend the rules, maybe even betray family, to get what he wants.
It's like that one move foreshadows so much. And this is where the film goes from, like, boardrooms and deals to something totally different. The Apprentice gets really personal, especially about Trump's personal life.
It's definitely intense, yeah. That's what's got people talking, debating whether it's, too much or essential to understanding him.
I can see both sides. There's that one scene with Ivana.
His first wife, right?
Yeah, Ivana. It's based on what she wrote in her book, I think.
Right.
Trump.
Getting aggressive.
After she criticizes his appearance, and
It's one thing to read that, but seeing it,
it's powerful, yeah.
intense is the
Yeah.
word. And it makes you think, even in their personal lives, it was all about
Power control, totally, but it's not one-sided, the film. You also see them early on, awkward, him trying to woo her, like when he flies to Aspen.
just to impress her.
Exactly. And later, at Cohn's party, Trump's out of his element, uncomfortable. Makes you think, all that need to be seen as powerful, maybe it comes from...
Insecurity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Overcompensating. And then Cohn's influence on top of that.
Which is a whole other layer of disturbing.
Because the film suggests Cohn used that, recognized Trump's insecurities, and played on them.
Manipulated him.
100%. Like,
Yeah.
it was a tactic, So we've got ambition, insecurity, manipulation. And then there's the whole thing with Trump's appearance. Like, remember the liposuction scene?
Oh, man. Almost hard to watch, but you can't look away.
Set to my country, 'tis of thee, right?
Dark humor, for sure.
Yeah.
You laugh, but it's also like, what am I watching? I think that's what the director's going for. That
Mhm.
contrast.
Making you question everything.
Exactly.
And it's not just like his hair or his weight, The film gets into some pretty wild stuff with Cohn, too. There's that scene, Trump walks in on Cohn and,
Oh, right, with the
Yeah.
orgy scene.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely a shocking part of the film.
It's intense, yeah, and definitely gets your attention, but I think it's important to remember, like, the context.
It felt like more than just shock value. You know what I mean? Like, the
Right.
film was using that to say something about...
Hypocrisy.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Because here's Cohn, all about winning no matter what, but he's got this huge secret.
Living a double life, totally. And Trump's reaction, it's
It makes you think, what does he really believe about?
morality, right. And it's interesting, they touch on it later, with Cohn getting sick, AIDS, and Trump's kind of wishy-washy about it all.
Yeah, like, is he compassionate or not? The film leaves that hanging.
It does. It's another layer of complexity to their relationship, that's for sure.
And speaking of Cohn's tactics, I mean, talk about ruthless.
Yeah.
That part where he gets the housing discrimination lawsuit dropped.
By threatening that Justice Department official.
Yeah, to expose his personal life.
Blackmail, basically.
Yeah.
Shows you how far Cohn was willing to go. No hesitation to use someone's personal life as a weapon. And
And that makes you wonder, how much did Trump learn from that?
right. Was he a willing student? Did he
Wow.
pick up those same tactics? It's definitely something you think about long after the film's over.
So, okay, we've talked about a lot. Ambition, insecurity, manipulation, this really complicated relationship.
Hmm.
What's the takeaway? What's The Apprentice really trying to say about Trump?
It's the million-dollar question. And the film doesn't really give you an easy answer, which I kind of admire. It's more like, here's this portrait of a man shaped by all these forces, ambition, yeah, but also insecurity, and this mentor who almost encourages his worst impulses. But then there are these little glimpses of vulnerability, too.
Like, you almost feel bad for him sometimes?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like how much of who he becomes is already there in his nature and how much is just circumstance, the people
Well,
around him.
it's a question that sticks with you. And then you add in the timing of this film, so close to an election again, it just hits different.
Oh, absolutely. You can't separate the art from the political context here. It's going to spark conversations, make some people uncomfortable.
Which maybe that's what good art's supposed to do.
Right. Make you think, make you question. Whether you see this film as a warning, a takedown, or something else entirely, it's an experience.
It's a conversation starter, for sure. So if you haven't seen The Apprentice, check it out. Even if you just want to hate it, it's worth seeing. What do you think, listeners? Has anyone seen it? Did it change your view on Trump? Let us know. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And until next time, keep diving deep.